range that you're in. It strikes you as interesting, and you kind of make a mental note of it. But near the end of the second day, the sun not quite going down yet, you find your way into a small kind of clearing amongst the pine trees here in the mountains. And at the end of this kind of small valley clearing, on a small rise, you see what could have been, from a distance, maybe described as a stone gazebo or something like that. Here up close, it looks bigger than you might call a gazebo, but that same kind of peaked roof, kind of a round shape to it, maybe 40 feet across inside, with 6 columns, heavy columns holding it up. As you come up to it, you see 4 figures standing around what looks like a pool of water, with a slight bit of maybe mist or steam rising off of it.
Ooh, we found it.
Yes, indeed.
That's it, you guys. Right there.
All right. Walking up, the 4 figures, upon hearing you walk up, immediately turn.
Uh-oh.
And advance towards you, not threateningly, but you see that they are in heavy cloaks of this dark green color, with kind of elven helmets on their heads. On the helmet, there is an engraved eye in the middle of the forehead. And hands on their swords, they kind of confront you as you come up to this small step leading up into this structure. And one of them steps forward and says, "Yes, what is your business here?"
We are here for the Tears of Ioun, and the Sphinx lady sent us.
Oh, Sissa sent you?
Yep, that one.
Well, all are welcome here.
Okay.
Just we are the guardians of Ioun. There are very few of us in the world, but we do what we can and what we must.
Okay.
You are free to drink, of course, or even to take some of the water. However, what is that sound?
I don't know.
I don't know. However, submersion is forbidden. Please do not wade in the Tears of Ioun.
Oh. Okay.
And be careful. It is precipitous. And as at that point, he steps to the side, and the others kind of step to the side, allowing you passage into this round, open building. Walking forward, you see this just as round pool, about 20 feet across, in the middle of the building. Like I said, there's a little bit of either mist or steam rising up from it. But even with the mountain wind kind of blowing through the columns, the water is completely still. There are no ripples. It is flat. And in fact, if it wasn't for just some of the slight shift in light of hitting the sides below the water, it would be hard to know that there was water in here. Getting closer and looking down, you can see the sides to this well going down a ways. But eventually, even with the clearness of the water, you cannot see the bottom. it just extends down deep and deeper and deeper until no light can reach anymore. You are here at the Tears of Ioun.
All right.
Okay, so
I would like to drink some.
Okay.
I'm going to drink some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch you guys drink some first.
Okay.
Okay. All right, roll it. As you bend down and scoop some up, small ripples appear from where you scoop it up, but they quickly dissipate and don't seem to spread throughout the rest of the water. In your hand, it feels like cold water, although not as cold as the air around you. And in fact, you're not sure how this water is not frozen over. Are you going to drink it?
Oh, yes.
Okay. As you drink it, it is slightly salty,
Like tears.
but it's a refreshing enough feeling. All right. Yeah, that's all. Crom, you said you were also going to drink out of it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you reach down, seeing Roland do this, and you're like, oh, okay. You reach down and scoop out. Once again, the ripples kind of go out a little bit from your hand, but they don't seem to go into the rest of the water. And as you bring your hand to bring the water up to your face, you find that you cannot bring your hand out of the water.
Oh, no.
It feels like a force of something has clamped down on it.
I've made a horrible mistake.
Look, you remember, and some of the nostalgia has brought this back to you. In your time with your tribe when you were younger, you remember objects in the mountains and these lakes being so frozen, like logs and things, so frozen in all the way through in this water that nothing could move them until the spring thaw. And this is what that reminds you of. You suddenly, like, you cannot move your hand out of it. And as you try to pull back and then release a little bit, it seems to pull you further in.
Oh. Help?
Crom, quit playing around.
No. It's for real. Get those guys over there to help. Hey, guys over there. What's going on? Why is it doing this?
Call the Guardians.
The Guardians. Guardians.
The Guardians run up, saying, "Oh, what are you doing? You're not supposed to go into the water." As at this point, it's getting near your elbow, and you're kind of leaning into the water.
No, it's pulling me. I didn't do it. I was.
What are you talking? No, what are you talking about? And they try to grab onto you and pull you away, but as they do, the pulling seems to get even faster and stronger. It's now up to your bicep as your shoulder is about to go into the water.
Somebody chop off my arm. Hurry.
And as she says this, your balance is lost and you fall into the water.
Oh, no. Goodbye.
No waiting.
I can't swim that good.
With a splash. Under the surface of the water.
You should be able to breathe.
Nice.
Oh, that's right, because you cast water breathing every morning, don't you? You never know,
right.
Even in the mountains. Just like the flotation devices on planes. You never know when you're going to need them, even in the mountains. In any case, sinking below the surface, you still feel now your whole body being pulled down. And as you look up, you see the water kind of filtering through, and the light kind of filtering through the water. The faces kind of blurred of people looking down at you, moving around and yelling. Slowly, the sound of them is just replaced with this kind of the kind of constant hum of kind of the not well almost roar of being underwater. And as you go deeper and deeper, the light slowly fades and fades more. The rest of you watching down below, you see Crom swiftly fall out of view, eventually into darkness, and you can't see her anymore. But Crom, it's scary at first. And then Make a what's your Constitution score?
15.
15. Okay. Let me see something. Okay, so as the minutes go by and you're sinking lower and lower, eventually no light around and just darkness, you can feel the pressure of the water around you and your ears start to feel uncomfortable from it. It goes on for a while. For minutes after minute after minute, and eventually you find yourself, because you've been holding your breath, you find yourself unable to stop to continue holding your breath, and you take a deep breath and find yourself able to breathe. This kind of salty flavor coming into your mouth, and after this moment of panic, you realize, oh yeah, Cirthus casts that every morning. And you've never had to use it until now. But let me see here. Yes. Okay. As you sink lower and lower and you can feel the pull on you, eventually the pull fades and you feel your feet touch something solid. Looking down, strangely, even in the darkness around you, you can see your feet and the ground below. And as you look up, the feeling of water around you suddenly recedes and you are no longer in water.
What?
And there seems to be light, and you can see some kind of gray floor beneath you. Wherever the light is emanating from, you're not sure, and it disperses fairly quickly out around you, just into nothingness and silence. What do you want to do?
Start walking towards a direction that, yep.
Okay. So you pick a random direction?
Yeah, I will go north.
All right. As you go to take a step, thinking, oh, I'm going to head north with your basically inerrant sense of direction, you falter, realizing suddenly you have no idea which way north is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you are able to take the step, and there seems to be no difference in where you're seeing.
Okay, I just go that way.
Okay. Heading in the same direction. The floor beneath you is hard, like stone, maybe slightly wet as your steps kind of make a little bit of a splash as you kind of, almost this echoing sound happening. You're not sure what it's echoing off of. You walk for several minutes, not seeing anything different. Although at some point you hear kind of these whispers that come through. You're not sure exactly where from, and at turning you don't see anything.
Okay. Huh? I'll just say, hello? Anybody there? I'm looking for the exit.
A little bit louder this time, but you can't catch words. You hear the whispers once again. They seem to almost be coming from several different places at once. But you still don't see anything.
Huh. Okay. Does my ring... I'm going to try my ring.
Okay.
To see if I can talk to the people up top.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who has it. Probably Chomp has one. I'll try to call him.
Chomp does have one, yes. All right. As you... Let me think about this for a second.
Might be too far.
Or on another plane or
Oh.
something.
Yeah. As you go to speak into your ring, it's you're not sure how you would know if it was working fine or not, but speaking into it, you wait and you don't hear anything back. Those of you above currently are having to deal with some fairly irate guardians who are berating you at the same time as trying to interrogate you as to what the hell just happened. And why did your friend jump into the pool? But Crom,
Yes.
getting no response, you once again, for a moment, hear even louder this time,
Ooh.
those just the whispers all around you.
Yippee.
And kind of turning around, you finally catch something out of the corner of your eye. And turning to it, you see a figure. A hulking figure.
Oh.
Probably 20 feet tall.
Damn.
And it seems to be wreathed in darkness.
Oh. Great.
As it kind of solidifies, you see spreading out of it kind of these skeletal-looking, what might be wings. As you gather a little bit of perspective, realizing how tall this thing is and how far you might be from it, you're about 20 feet off. And you hear it, once again, the whispers out of the corner of but this time, not just all around you, but specifically in front of you. It seems to be coming from this figure.
Okay. Hey. I'm looking for the exit. Do you know how to get out of here?
The figure, an arm seems to kind of stretch out from the figure towards you, kind of beckoning.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to it and hold its hand.
Okay, walking up, its hand is reaching down to you, but still barely comes just above your head. And as you reach up to its hand, you see its face kind of clears a bit. And you see what you recognize to be Riz.
Oh!
And as you're reaching out and Riz reaches down, you see that Riz's hands have shackles around the wrists.
Oh, shit.
With 3 chains on either shackle.
Oh, no.
Holding her to the floor. These huge skeletal wings rising out of her back, massive shoulders now, with kind of bits of haphazard armor and horns rising out of her head. Her skin seems to be this shifting mass of just darkness. You're not even sure what color it is, but in her eye is just this deep dark that seems to suck in all light around them. And as she looks at you, she says, "Release me."
No. You're not my boss.
And her hand still out, she says, "Release me."
No.
Strike the chains.
No.
Use the tool.
No. Wait, what tool?
She's gesturing towards your sword.
Oh, nope. No. You can't trick me.
You're weak.
Fuck you.
You know nothing.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I'm not weak though, but I don't know much. So yeah, not gonna help you. I'm gonna go.
You won't help?
No.
Well,
No.
then die. And as she reaches out
sure.
towards you, the hands being held back by the shackles, she can't quite reach you. Where you, and then suddenly one of the chains creaks, and she's suddenly able to grab she grabs you by the left arm with her right hand, the talons digging in, this large hand bigger than your shoulder, as the talons dig in, You take
Oh, crap.
16 points of necrotic damage.
Awesome. Okay.
And she says, then die. Could you please make a saving throw?
Sure.
You can choose which kind.
A con save.
Okay. Go ahead and make a con saving throw.
14.
14.
Wait, no. Sorry. Can I make that strength?
Yeah, we'll say we can make it strength, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
15.
15, okay. As you gather your strength, the talons digging into your arm, and you try to wrench yourself away, you find that the talons dig even deeper in. You can feel one of them touching bone.
Oh, no.
And in trying to wrench yourself away, you take 18 points of necrotic damage.
This is the part where I die, you guys.
Could you make another save? Your choice.
Yes. 5.
What kind of save are you making?
Strength.
Strength?
Yeah.
Okay.
A 9.
A 9. As weakened by the pain, are you trying to wrench free still more?
Oh.
You take
Shit.
another 15 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
At the pain digging into, realizing that
I'm an idiot.
at this point you don't know how you're going to get away. Could you make another save?
Yeah, I'm going to choose wisdom this time.
Okay.
But I'll probably lose because my wisdom sucks. Oh, fuck. It's a 3. I got a 3.
A 3. Okay. Digging in as Riz tries to pull on you. Instead of trying to pull away this time, you just simply say no. And you dig your sword down with your right hand into the stone floor or whatever it is beneath you.
Yeah.
And as you do this, a glow starts around everything around you. More and more of the floor is seen, more and more and more, and you are aware that there, over to your right somewhere, there is a figure walking towards you. Seems to be wreathed in white flame.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. So, am I still attached to the...
You're still attached, and the pain at this point is blinding. But as the figure comes closer, you hear a female voice speak, strong and clear, saying, "You have no right to this one."
Yeah.
And as she walks up to the demon before you and starts touching each chain. And as she does, the same glow that surrounds her, the same white flame, starts to surround the chain as she touches it. And the first one, she says, "Wisdom that we may remember." The second one, she says, "Knowledge that we can endure." And then she goes on saying, "Peace that you may have no hold. Hope that we may look to the future." And then she says, "Faith that we might look beyond ourselves." And finally, and she gestures to you, "Some strength is needed to uphold what is right and true." And as she says this last one, the white flames going up around the chains and around the shackles that are around Riz's wrists. You hear Riz start to scream in this piercing voice that's louder than anything you've ever heard. And it grows louder and louder before it cuts off with this boom and a shudder of thunder through the floor. And you drop to one knee. Your right arm still dug into the floor with your sword, your left arm just throbbing with pain. And as you lift your head up, you see that same figure now with the radiance dissipated a bit. A simple figure in a simple robe. The ends of the fabric, as you look down the robe, seem to unroll into the shape of scrolls that are slowly unfurling, or some of them refurling, rolling back up. And as your gaze travels up, you see a face, a kind-looking face, with strong eyes that are looking at you warmly. Her hair is brown, spilling loose down behind her with a little bit of gray at the temples. And as you watch, as your eyes come up to the face, a third eye opens in the middle of her forehead. In this kind of blue-green color of the iris. And she looks down at you and says, "Receive my blessing."
Yay.
She reaches out one hand and touches you on the center of your forehead with her index finger. And with a jolt, you feel your awareness of everything around you surge. Every touch of the air on your skin and every variation of color is suddenly apparent to you. And you also now have a permanent +2 to your wisdom score.
Oh, thank Jesus. Okay. That is awesome.
The figure with the 3 eyes looking down at you reaches out, grabs the right hand with the sword, and pulls you up to a standing position.
Oh, nice.
And says, "You are wiser than you know, my champion. Go forth and teach and protect knowledge."
Definitely.
And as she turns away, you see her start walking away from her radiance kind of fading into the distance. And as she does, you suddenly realize that you've been floating up once more. And you feel once again the salty water all around you, which you've been naturally breathing in, not even realizing it for the last few seconds. And as minutes go by, back into darkness, and then eventually seeing light above you, you come back to the surface of the pool of the Tears of Ioun. Breaching the surface, you take your first breath of air, coughing up some of the water that's still in your lungs. It does feel a lot different. You feel calm, and looking around, you see the clerics of Ioun, the guardians, staring at you. And a couple of them start to kneel as you are now kind of levitating above the water. Looking around at the other faces, you see your friends all also staring, partially in amazement.
It's Crom's ghost.
And partially in horror. And actually, as you follow their gaze, you see they are looking to your left, and looking over, you see where Riz's claws had dug into you. Now a stump of smooth flesh.
Whoa.
At the shoulder.
Nice. Cool. I mean,